to a brand new kit.
It would help if I unmuted my mic. Welcome back to the eSIM Studios YouTube channel. Let's redo this.
Yeah. Woo.
I just need my space right now.
Fresh off the G5 jet, I'm on my way to a brand new kit.
There we go. How about that? Better? Sweet. Welcome back to the eSIM Studios YouTube channel. My name is Taylor Bell. Sorry about that. I was messing with a bunch of controls back here. I was saying before I muted myself, I hope everybody had a wonderful Friday. I hope everybody had a great week. We flew by, went by quick. Today is May the 1st, 2026. We are live streaming across many different platforms, like I think 2 or 3 YouTube channels, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, Rumble. I did like the full gamut today. So we're going to have a good show. Got some good tech news. Got some interesting news. Some upcoming devices, possibly. Got a poll that we're going to put up here. But first, I want to let you know eSIM Studios is sponsored by Lyca Mobile. Lyca Mobile is running a special. They have fantastic prices and they have actually really good service. It runs off of the big carriers, so this is not the prices are small, but the carrier services, the data, very big. So they have 2 specific plans that I eyeballed and are putting out there, but they also have I think 5 or 6, maybe 7 individual plans at all different price points. But the 2 that I was eyeballing, you can get 18 gigs of data per month, 10 gigs of hotspot data, and this is fast 5G data, right? Get this, $7.50 per month. $7.50 per month. That 18 gigs of data covers like 99% of people. I think large majority of people only use 4 to 5 gigs per month. So that should cover you at only $7.50 a month. If you want to go unlimited, if you want to go unlimited data, unlimited voice, unlimited text in over 100 countries, it's only $18. I think that beats everybody. I think that beats all the competition. So go check out Lyca Mobile. Link is down below in the description box. And I also have to get to Mother's Day. Mother's Day is officially right around the corner. It's on Sunday, May 10th. If you're looking for a way to show some appreciation to your mom, your wife, your girlfriend, your sister, your aunt, your cousin, whoever, well, I've got some awesome news. 1-800-Flowers has teamed up with the eSIM Studios YouTube channel to bring you an exclusive deal. Right now, you can get 30% off of your order to make sure your mom gets something special, whether it's a classic bouquet of roses or one of their unique gift boxes that includes flowers and chocolates. You know she's going to love that. So to get this deal, just use the link down below in the description box, or you can simply scan the QR code you see on the top right of the screen. I'm going to have it up there for the entire show. So if you're watching this on your TV at home, if you're watching it on a tablet, scan the QR code with your phone, or you can take a screenshot, scan it later, or you can come back to the stream, scan it later, or you can click the title and it'll expand that description box and I'll have the link for you if you're watching this on your phone and you can't scan that QR code. Sometimes I'm on my phone as well and they're like, scan the QR code and it'll take you to the deal, and I'm like, well, I I can't scan it. I'm watching it on my phone. So I got both for you. You got the QR code up there on the screen, and I got the link down below in the description box. So look, you better not skip out on Mother's Day. Or even for your wife or your girlfriend, right? If y'all got kids, even when women say they don't want anything, they're lying to you. You better get them something. So what's a better way to show appreciation than to get them some roses? You can never, ever go wrong with flowers, right? I do this every year. It's never failed me. So pick up some, and look, they have really good deals too. They'll ship it. All you got to do, go to the link that I provided, and look at this. Let me show you what we got. Go to the link that I provided, 30% off. I have a special promo code down below, eSIM Studios, but it's already the discount is already generated in that link, so you don't even have to type anything in. If you visit their website via my special link, you'll get 30% off, and they have some really affordable deals, and they'll ship it right to your mother, right? They don't ship it. Well, I guess you could ship it to yourself and then take it by hand if you're going to dinner with your mom or whoever. Or you could, if they're out of town, if they're in another city, just, they'll ship it right to her. So, fantastic deal, and can never go wrong with flowers. So, appreciate that 1-800-Flowers. We're going to be running that special all the way up until Mother's Day, and can never go wrong with flowers. So let me see what's going on with the people. Let me put this poll up here because we're going to get started here soon. There's an upcoming phone. Kind of took us by surprise, and I looked into it some more, and it looks like it's a real thing. So good evening to you. How's it going? Yo, what's going on, man? What is going on? Hey, I'm chilling. I got a little headache, but I'm all right. We're getting pounded with storms here in South Texas. It is crazy storms here. Yeah, I screwed up the beginning of the show. At least I found out I was muted before I read my sponsors. So that would have been a disaster. Let's see here. What's going on, Daniel? Okay, cool. Yeah, just hit the replay. We're going to breeze through it. It's not going to be a long one today, but yeah, hey, you cannot skimp out on the Mother's Day gift. So let me put this poll up here. We're going to get to the story of the day, and it's pretty interesting. So yesterday, not today. I was so busy today. I had this live stream scheduled for like 2, and then I pushed it back to 2:30, and then I pushed it back to 3:30, and then I pushed it back to 4. Couldn't get to it today. I'll get to it over the weekend, but be on the lookout. That's our new series, Buy This, Not That, where I essentially compare two phones now, or two devices. I guess eventually we'll run out of phones to compare, then I can do tablets and then laptops and then whatever else. But I'm taking it's a little more in-depth than just saying, oh, well, this phone has a 2K display and this one has a 1.5K display. We go a little bit further. Look, I've owned a gazillion phones. So I provide a little more in-depth analysis and what you need to look out for when, or if you potentially want to get one of those phones. And the best part, in my opinion, about the Buy This, Not That series is that we go and see what the fair market value is for those devices. Because here's the thing that a lot of tech YouTube channels don't get, is that they just give you the brand new price. Oh, the S26 Ultra is $1,299 starting out, but you can get the OnePlus 15 for $1,000. Yeah, that's brand new, but a lot of people don't buy brand new. I mean, mine's kind of split. I was just on Facebook Marketplace earlier looking for good deals on phones. So a lot of the times, not everybody buys brand new phones. And as you know, as soon as you buy something, whether it's a car, whether it's a Bluetooth mouse or a phone, the value decreases when it's technically used. So we look at the current used prices, the average prices for those phones that we are taking a look at, and you can essentially see what a fair price is for that device if you're interested in purchasing it. So it also helps you out with some purchase power, so you don't get screwed over if somebody's asking way too much for a OnePlus 15. I think I was looking at that the other day. I think the average price for those are right around $750. What if somebody's offering $900? You don't want to get screwed out of a deal. So we go into a little bit more in depth with what we are comparing and reviewing. So I'll try to do one of those this weekend, but let's get into the news. I'm going to put a poll up here and we'll go ahead and get started. So let's see if I can even find it. Here we go. The OnePlus 16. And I know some of y'all are thinking, OnePlus 16? Well, I thought the OnePlus 15 was going to be the last flagship, their global flagship, that they were going to offer. And if you're unaware, OnePlus, a phenomenal company, phone company, is essentially taking a step back from the global market. I guess technically, as of today, their phones are available to everybody around the world, right? But these economic times have hit OnePlus very hard, as it has numerous other companies in different areas, in different businesses, in different types of businesses all around the world, just not in the tech space, but lumber companies, you name it. It's been affected by the economy, and it's hit them really bad, OnePlus, I mean. And essentially what they're going to do is scale back from the global market. It is a Chinese-based company, parent company Oppo, and then I guess technically the parent company of Oppo is BBK, but everybody knows Oppo. And what they're doing is only going to release OnePlus phones in China, their flagship phones only in China, and in India. Now in India, they're just going to do budget and mid-range phones. But that means us here in the United States, it takes away one more just phenomenal device that we're not going to have access to. And we've been discussing this week that it seems like everybody in the United States is getting screwed by this administration, this FCC voting ban on Chinese electronics. We really don't have that many options now. So it's one of my absolute favorite devices to use. And to be completely honest with you, if I had to choose between my S26 Ultra, my Samsung, and the OnePlus 15, I would use the OnePlus 15. In my opinion, I think the cameras are better than the S26 Ultra. Battery life's way better. Charges in 26 minutes. It's just a fun device to use. It's a workhorse. It's like the Ferraris of smartphones, if that makes sense. It's blazing fast. It's a gaming phone, but I don't game. But it'll blow through anything you throw at it. So basically, the news that has kind of been generating over this week is that I've been hearing some rumblings of the OnePlus 16, their next flagship phone, which is kind of makes you wonder because, well, I thought they were taking a step back now in not releasing any more global variants. Now, technically, before this week, before I heard these rumors, I knew they were going to release a OnePlus 16. I mean, in fact, they are. But it was just going to be in China, meaning it was just going to have the Chinese ROM on it, meaning most of the operating system is in Mandarin. You can't, even if you do switch it to English, it doesn't change the entire phone to English. You still have some system apps that are in Mandarin only. So I actually purchased a OnePlus 13 last year, a Chinese version, and it's usable, but I still wouldn't recommend it. About 80%. If you switch in the settings, the language from Mandarin or Chinese to English, it only changes about 75, maybe 80% of the phone to English. So there's still some apps, there's still some settings that's in Mandarin. Like, what the hell is this? So that would be an issue. So I guess technically, before these rumors were going around, you could still buy a OnePlus 16, but you would be limited to some of the language that's in the device. And then here comes the issue of connectivity. So of course you could buy it. I'm sure you wouldn't be able to buy it from OnePlus's website. You'd have to go to GizTop, a third-party retailer website, to purchase the Chinese OnePlus 16. But here's the other issue: putting your SIM card in it. I don't believe it would have all of the bands available for the United States users to get a good experience, a good enough experience to actually use it here in the United States. Meaning, you put your T-Mobile SIM in there, probably not going to get good service. Maybe get one 5G band, probably bounce back to 4G. But like I said on yesterday's show, T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, they're phasing out 4G. So 4G is not going to be a thing here in the coming months and coming years. So there's that problem. So that essentially makes the OnePlus 16, the Chinese version, unusable, right? Who would buy that? I have no clue. It would not be a good experience. But this week, I've started to hear some rumors, started to look into stuff yesterday, and today it looks like there's a sliver of hope for OnePlus lovers around the globe. Because I'm starting to hear that OnePlus, there is a chance. I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm just saying I'm starting to hear some rumblings behind the scenes of this happening, meaning this looks like it could be true. So OnePlus, before they officially back out of the global market, they're going to throw us a bone, and they are going to release the OnePlus 16 as their very last global flagship and say, here you go, and then back out of the global market. So if they do that, it would be a huge seller. But that's why I put the poll up there, because I can see both sides of the argument. I can see people, I gotta buy it because we're gonna go over the specs. It looks pretty freaking cool. It looks awesome, actually. But I can see the argument on the other end where people are like, nah, I don't want to buy it because I'm not sure of the future. And I've seen a lot of people ask and wonder, well, are they still going to support it with updates, security updates, software updates, and stuff like that. So it makes me wonder if they're going to do that. Now, when you manufacture a smartphone, you have to understand the process of bringing a smartphone to the market takes years. It takes years from start to finish, meaning from the idea of a smartphone, putting it on paper, R&D, testing, components, suppliers, all sorts of stuff. It's essentially basically possibly a 4-year project. Now, I don't think OnePlus, going back 3 years from now, I don't think OnePlus thought that they were going to be where they're at right now, essentially backing out of the global market. I don't think they foresaw that or saw that coming 3 years ago. But to this point, and let's go back 6 months ago, the OnePlus 16 is already in development. The OnePlus 16 has already been through idea to paper to put things in motion. The OnePlus 16 already has suppliers and components ready. Because remember, they negotiate these deals with their suppliers, with everything from the sensors that go in the phone, with the vibration motors, with the display makers, literally every piece, every component that goes into a phone, a company like OnePlus has to negotiate the prices for each part that goes into each phone. So that would have already been completed or negotiated. So if they just drop everything and back out of the global market, this phone, the OnePlus 16, I'm not going to say is almost done, but if these things take a few years to generate, to bring to the market, well, they're so close with the OnePlus 16. Why would they get so close to the OnePlus 16? I mean, we're talking months. Their flagship devices for OnePlus get launched in November of every year. So that's what, 5 months away, something like that. So why would they have done all of this, put in hours of work, invested millions on millions of dollars in research and development and testing and parts and components? Why would they get so close if there's a 3-4 year span that it takes to produce one of these smartphones? Why would they get so close and then just stop? I think, my personal opinion, is that the higher ups at Oppo are going to let them complete this project, so to speak, complete this flagship, send it to market, send it to the global market, and then they're going to say, that's it on the global variant of the OnePlus flagship. That's what I personally think is going to happen. I personally believe OnePlus will launch a OnePlus 16 global variant. And then everything moving forward, OnePlus 17, OnePlus 18, OnePlus 19, that'll be China only. So let me show you exactly some of the rumblings that I've been seeing online. It might shock you, it might surprise you, and it kind of did surprise me, but when you think about it, it kind of makes sense how they might just go ahead and launch this one last global flagship and then focus on the Chinese market. Now, there's always a chance that I'm wrong. There's always a chance that they just launch or release this OnePlus 16 in China. But I mean, look, they've already closed down their offices, global offices, especially the big one here in the United States. That was in Dallas. You can go on Google Maps and see it's a vacant office building. They closed down their headquarters in the UK, among some other places. I think the Netherlands, and it's just China and India now. However, you can operate online only, sales online only. I know it's a little harder than that, especially when you're dealing with trade-ins, when you're dealing with warranty concerns. But it can be achieved, right? Companies do it all the time. Let's see here. So look at this. We're going to go over some of these specs because it might shock you. So 2 voted yes. Well, I'll make it 3 because I would definitely get one as well. So here we go. Look at some of these specs that it's rumored to come with. And if they launch this globally, this could be a banger. This could be, this is essentially going to be like a Oppo Find X9 Pro. So not the Ultra, the Pro. Because some of the specs I'm seeing in here look top notch. I don't see many parts where they're skimping us out on these specs. So look at this. So there's this one report, Tech Advisor, reporting on a leaked OnePlus 16 spec sheet that is expected to feature specs including a 6.78 inch 240 hertz LTPO display, Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 6 Pro chip. Snapdragon's coming out with 2 8 Elite chipsets this year. It'll be the Gen 6 and the Gen 6 Pro. So this will be getting the top-notch CPU from Qualcomm. And check this out. It's getting dual 200 megapixel sensors. Wow. So I have a clip and or a snap of Digital Chat Station, who's like, I think he's an expat. I think he's a Westerner that lives in the East, because he writes perfect English. You know how you can tell sometimes people that English is their second language when they write. They don't put perfect punctuation and spellings and words in the right places. Well, his is perfect English, so it makes me think he's probably living over there in China. But let me pull up he's a fantastic leaker. This is him right here, Digital Chat Station, but this is not the Weibo post that I was talking about. Let me show you what this one is. So this one was posted on the 22nd of April, and it says, and he's talking about the OnePlus here, exclusive new phone featuring Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 6 Pro processor, boasting a custom 6.78-inch 1.5K LTPO BOE display, large flat screen, ultra narrow bezels on all four sides, less than 1 millimeter on those bezels, minimum guaranteed refresh rate of 185 hertz. So the the S26 Ultra and most flagship Android phones, even iPhones, max out at 120 hertz. Well, technically iPhone, they say they have 120 ProMotion display. Lies. I think they max out at like 85 hertz. I know. Who wants to use an iPhone? So most Android phones have true 120 hertz refresh rate displays. OnePlus is saying, with this one that we're going out with, we're going to do a minimum of 185 hertz, and it's going to max out at 240. Now, it'll max out at 240 hertz only, during gaming or a handful of specific applications. But that's blazing fast. Like, I can't even really imagine anything over 120. I tested the 144 hertz out, and I really couldn't tell the difference, but whatever. It also features a custom touch integrated chip. So like the OnePlus 15 has a dedicated processor just for touch sampling rate. It's going to have that as well, the new one. And let's see, estimated to be based on BT 2020, making it technically advanced screen. So it looks like something is in the works. Now, something should be in the works because, as I mentioned at the beginning, OnePlus is going to release a OnePlus 16. That's in the plans. That's in the roadmap for OnePlus. We just don't know if it's going to be a China only or if they're going to release it globally. And I've heard from a couple of sources behind the scenes, could be their very last global launch. And boy, would it be badass. So there are some renders online as well with what it looks like. I'll do a search for it here in just a second. But it's going to look fairly similar to the OnePlus 15 right here. And here's another report, kind of the same specs, so nothing earth-shattering here in this article. But as time goes on, I'm starting to see more and more OnePlus, and as we should, right? We're getting closer every day to the November launch date of this. I'm just trying to get confirmation that we will be able to get it here in the United States. However, I'm not sure we are with the FCC ban. So even if OnePlus does choose to launch this OnePlus 16 globally, that doesn't mean that does not mean we're going to have availability here in the United States because of the administration, the FCC. They just don't want Chinese products here. That's what it comes down to. And this is a Chinese product. But I fully stand behind this product, OnePlus, the company. I've owned, I think, every OnePlus except what is it? The 10? Is it the 10 or the 10? No. I've had the 10 and the 10T. I think it was the 11 that I skipped out on. They're fantastic. They're like probably peak Android, honestly. They're so much fun to use. They're just a speed demon. What is going on? How's it going? Hey, what's up, brother? I have no clue, man. I've been so busy today. I haven't opened up my Telegram app in, I don't know, a couple days, maybe more. I'm swamped with work. Bad for innovation? Very bad. What is my main phone? Right here, S26 Ultra. I think I'm going to go back to OnePlus because I'm kind of getting, not tired. This is a good phone. Don't get me wrong. This is a great phone. But is it the best? Obviously not, but it's a good phone. I recommend it. If you're looking to get a new phone, I think that this should be on the short list. Although I do think the privacy display is overrated. I've never used it. I think a lot of the AI stuff is overrated on these phones. It just is. Like, nobody uses this stuff. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Maybe once to try it out, like we've said before, and then you never use it again. You know, like, we're going to get into also as well. What time are we at? 34. I'm going to get into a future, and this is an upcoming phone. They are literally planning on producing one of these. It's kind of a futuristic phone, and we will see it here in the near future. So I'm going to get your thoughts here in just a second. But a lot of this AI stuff is just not used, and I think it's just for advertising, honestly, and for them to brag about, look what kind of cool stuff we can do on our phones when nobody uses it. I would be very hesitant because OnePlus date in the US is a bit uncertain. Currently, I have the OnePlus 15 in our running on February 2026 patch. Really? Have you used? I put out a video. Now, damn. See, I haven't even turned on mine in a little while, so I probably need to do that. I put out a video using the Oxygen Updater application where you can manually update it if the build is out there, meaning if that build number of the March-April security update is out there, you can manually push it to the phone yourself. Check the Oxygen Updater application in the Play Store. If it's there, you can update your phone yourself. That's what I do with mine. Every now and then they'll beat me, and I'll be like, "Oh, I'm notified that there's an update," and I'm like, "Oh, cool," and just update it. But a lot of the times, I'll just push it myself, because when they release an update, it still takes 3, 4, 5 days, maybe a week to finally get to your phone. Well, I'm like, well, shit, I don't want to wait. Let me update it. So go do this. You can also do this. And jump on YouTube and search eSIM Studios Oxygen Updater, and the video will pop up, and I'll walk you through how to update your phone. You like the S26 Ultra's camera? S26 Ultra camera is better, but only if you use the 24 megapixel mode. Interesting. I am not impressed by the S26 Ultra cameras. I just not impressed. I don't know. I'm in a weird spot with Samsung. I love their phones, and I have tons of Samsung products, but it's really, when you look at the market in a whole, it's really disheartening that they put subpar parts in their phones compared to competition. It's kind of rubs me the wrong way. So I don't know. I know that's the case with a lot of phones, but I don't know. You were considering the Nothing Phone 3 just for its uniqueness, and I'm not trying to be the next. Well, good luck. I know you can get one. I know you can get a good deal on one of those. I think you can get one of those for like $600. Man, it is an ugly phone. It's so ugly, in fact. Well, here's the deal. I certainly wouldn't buy it at the full resale price. I mean, it's god awful ugly. If y'all have not seen this thing, but I did say, and I think I still believe this. I might get one, but it would have to be dirt cheap. It would have to be dirt cheap, right? And it would probably need to be the black color, so the camera sensors on the back don't stick out too much. If you get the white one, those black camera sensors stick out. The contrast between the two colors is just it hurts your eyes if you look at it. It's so ugly. I mean, it's not a bad phone. It's just for the price they were asking for it. I think it was $800 brand new, and it looked god awful ugly. I'm sure they didn't sell many, but if you can get one for $450, might be a good deal. $500 maybe. I mean, I'm certainly not against getting one. It's just the price point, right? At what point do you say, yeah, I'll go ahead and try it? Sorry I joined late. I thought the OnePlus 15 was going to be last. Me too. I did too. But this is the so I heard OnePlus. We knew they were making a OnePlus 16, right? Because they were just going to release in China flagship moving forward. So we knew the 16 was in development, and we knew it was going to be launched. But now, as I mentioned, this is the second or third week that I've heard or seen things where I'm hearing, little whispers of maybe global launch, maybe their last global launch. I guess time will tell. Nothing's set in stone. I got my fingers crossed. I'm hoping that it is true. But we'll have to wait and see. We just don't. Nothing's confirmed. But man, I hope it is. Since they closed and had their office, can you send your phone in to get repaired at OnePlus? Yes. So you can do that right now on their website. They actually have, like Nothing does, the smaller companies. Now, you may have to ship it, like with Nothing, you got to ship it to London or, into the UK, even if you're here in the States. So this would probably be something similar. Now, it's not like getting a car repaired where they're going to give you a loaner car to drive around. They're not going to give you a loaner phone. So it would suck if this is your only phone and you got to send it to freaking China to get fixed or wherever it is. But yeah, they do offer that. You're probably going to be without a phone for about a month because it's probably going to take a week to get there, a week to get back, and then maybe a week to repair. Maybe 14 to 21 days, which still sucks, but they do have a repair program. They sure do. Yep, the 13 and the 15. Nice. Yeah, I would too. A pair of 200 megapixel sensors. 200 megapixel sensors. One main, one ultra wide, or I think one's the Paris telephoto. And then it'll look fairly similar. I'll jump online here on this browser and show you what it's probably going to look like. If it's easy to get on USA and they actually provide timely updates to the current gen, and then the phone is not a gaming phone, then yes, true. You would get it too? What happens? I'm getting a phone from overseas from Oppo or OnePlus if it exists. Well, sir, I mean, I don't know how they're going to do it, honestly. Yeah, right. Hey, what's going on? Appreciate you for joining us today. Thank you very much. Oh, yes. How can I forget? We're going to do a giveaway here in just a few minutes. Sorry. We're going to do a giveaway. Now, if you're watching on Twitch, if you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on Instagram, if you're watching, where else am I streaming? Rumble, and I'm streaming on like 2 other YouTube channels. You're going to have to come to my eSIM Studios YouTube channel to enter in the giveaway. All right, so if you're watching on, let's just say Facebook, you're going to need to jump on YouTube and search for eSIM Studios on YouTube. Just type eSIM Studios and hit search, and it'll be the first thing that pops up. And just join the live when we do the giveaway here shortly, and that'll enter you in. Because how StreamYard has their giveaway tool, you have to have one centralized stream basically because StreamYard can't collect, because you're going to enter through the chat. So StreamYard can't collect the chat messages from all these different platforms I'm streaming on into one. Just it has to be one centralized. I have to, pick one, and then we'll run it from there. So that's basically how they do it. We're gonna do it here. What are we on? 43 minutes. We'll do it here in a second. Probably a few minutes. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy, super crazy. I hope they launch it globally. Man, you can't find it. Oh wait, we weren't looking at the Xiaomi 17 for you the other day. It was the damn, what was it? It was the Realme 16 T Ultra or T Pro or something like that, right? 17T. I have no clue. Ah, it's a small one. Yikes. Well, it's going to be expensive. Let's see. $12 gigs of RAM, 512 gigs of storage, but it's going to be mad expensive probably, huh? Do they have, let's see, do they have specs on it? It hasn't launched yet though, right? No, they don't have specs yet. Because I was going to see, we could look up the bands. I have no clue. We'll just have to wait and see. Whenever it does launch, just remind me, and we'll look into it and see what compatibility there is for the US or whatever country that you're in. Just remind me, and I'll go through it with you, and we'll see where it will work for sure. Interesting. Okay. Legally, they have to update their phones. If they still want to offer Android, which I'm assuming they do, because it would be a more expensive option not to offer Android than to offer Android. So if they're pinching pennies over there, if they're trying to consolidate to save money, they're not going to go away from Android, because for one thing, they have to fulfill their obligations when you're a phone manufacturer and you're going to use Android. Android says in that contract, okay, we'll provide you a source code for you and your company, and then OnePlus throws in their skin and whatever else they want to throw into it. However, you have to fulfill these obligations. So if you say, and I'm pretending I'm Google talking to OnePlus, if you say you're gonna provide 5 years of software updates and 6 years of security patches, you have to do that. Even if your company goes under, even if you fold, even if you, reduce in size or consolidate the company, they have to. So what they're going to do is, now you saw the news yesterday where OnePlus and Realme are merging. Now they're essentially merging. They're essentially tying together, working with Oppo and Realme under the Oppo umbrella. So they're essentially going to share the same office space. The developers, the employees are all going to be in the same office, and then they're going to issue updates out from that office. So you will continually, you will continue to get updates. I just hope it's soon and current, right? So you will. I just, like I said, yeah, I need to pull mine out and see. But the 6, What's your take on the Nothing Phone 3 and 4A Pro? Well, I just returned my 4. I just returned the Nothing Phone 4A Pro this week. I thought it's a decent phone, but you have to know what you're getting, so to speak. It's a fun phone to use. I think in my position, two things really bothered me with that phone, the 4A Pro, which is what led to me to returning it. For one thing, I think I got a bad unit. If you go back and watch my review videos, the network performance on there was super. It was like a roller coaster ride. Never turning it on, getting it started, never knew what to expect, right? I have blazing fast Wi-Fi 7 here, and the phone doesn't get Wi-Fi 7. I didn't know that. I assumed it did. That's why I didn't even check. But it only gets Wi-Fi 6E. Not a bad thing at first, right? When you think about it, like, so what? Well, even on Wi-Fi 6E, I would get like 16 megabits per second download. 16, while my S26 Ultra would get 2.2 gigabytes per second download. And then the next test, 20 minutes later, it would be fast. It would be like 700 megabits per second. And then a few minutes later, I would test, and it's barely doing anything. So I think I got a bad unit. Now, why did I return it and not ask for an exchange, right? Like, return the bad one, give me a new one. Well, it was fun, but just didn't live up to my expectations. So I think it would be a great phone for most people, but I just didn't really want to waste time. I tested it. It's cool. Just move on to the next one. So the whole Wi-Fi 7 thing, I just got Wi-Fi 7 a month or two ago, and it's changed my life completely. If you are a tech nerd like myself, Wi-Fi 7 is like it's incredible. The speed, the performance, the signal strength, change your life. So now if something does not have Wi-Fi 7, I don't even want to look at it. It's that good. Wi-Fi 7 is. I just assumed it would have it, but because there's other phones in that same price point that offer Wi-Fi 7. I don't even know why I didn't even think to check that, but I don't know. Let's see, battery life. Phone 3. So Daniel, who was here a little earlier, who's been a long time subscriber of the channel, I think he said he left. He would have to watch the replay. He's the best person to talk to about a Nothing Phone 3. He has one. Just make sure you subscribe to the channel, and he's usually here most live streams in the chat. He's the best person to talk to about the Nothing Phone 3. I have no clue. When I first saw it at the launch, when we saw how ugly it was, I was done. I didn't even want to see any reviews. I didn't want to see any specs. I just put a big cross, just not getting that one. Time to move on. So, but he has one, and he likes it. So, I mean, everybody's different, right? But I think it's a good phone if you know what you're getting into, right? And my whole thing with the, what is it called? The Nothing Phone 4A Pro. It's got to be something you really, really want to, because I paid $667 for that phone. Now, that's literally the almost exact price to the dollar that the Motorola Signature is. And the Motorola Signature blows away the Nothing Phone 4A Pro. Now, I know the Nothing Phone 4A Pro, it looks pretty freaking cool, right? I get it. But you're not looking at the back of the phone all the time. When you're using it and you're looking at the display. So a phone is a phone. You can only look at it for so. Trust me, you're not just buying it just to look at the back of the phone. But I would rather have a Signature than the Nothing Phone 4A Pro, because they're essentially the same price, and you get way better specs with the Motorola Signature. Cameras are flagship. Display is flagship. It has Wi-Fi 7. It has Bluetooth 6. Everything is better. Silicon carbon battery. It's thin. It's light. While the Nothing phone has mid-range, and I'm talking about the 256. I know you can get one for like $499, but that's 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage. Who the hell wants to use a phone with limited memory, you know? So the only one in my book to get is the 256 gig. Well, it's $667 with tax. And when I sent it back, I'm like, damn, I definitely rushed into getting that because, I mean, obviously it looks cool and I'm a Nothing supporter. But I went back to look at the signature specs and I was like, holy shit, it blows away everything the Nothing Phone 4a Pro has. So, you know, once you start seeing the competition, that phone specifically, the signature is the same price point. If you put the spec sheets side by side, it's not even a comparison. Is not even a comparison. So let's see here. Oh, it is all good. No problem. We're probably just in time because I think I'm going to get out of here in a second. We are going to do the giveaway here shortly. Let's see. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Anytime. That's what my channel is here for. Talk technology and enjoy technology. Yeah, there's not so Sony, is Sony considered Sony Japanese? I don't think anything in here is. I don't think I have anything that's Sony. It may be a dumb question, but who uses us? I know they're popular. I know people that use them love them, but I'm not a big Sony brand person or Sony phone. But you would think a Japanese would have good phones, right? I mean, they make good cars, Toyota, Lexus, among others. Let's see. Yeah, it's Tokyo, Japan. Interesting. Yo, the Chinese are killing it in the phone game. Absolutely killing it. And not just in the phone game, in the car game as well. I know I've said this a couple times over this past week. Just go look at the Xiaomi electric vehicles. Killing it. They're embarrassing everybody else when it comes to phones and cars. You know, it's just the way it is right now. And I think it has something to do with this stupid Chinese ban. Honestly, they don't want to get embarrassed. Let's see. So I did I have for the Motorola Signature that I had. I have a few videos, maybe 4, 5, or 6 videos, unboxing, software walkthrough, network performance testing. Search eSIM Studios, Motorola Signature, boom, and they'll all pop up, and you can go through them. It's awesome. It's a badass. It's so good. In fact, I'm looking to get another one. I was just looking earlier today, so it's that good. It's like I was thinking that there's only a handful of phones that I've purchased multiple times where I'll buy it, and again, these companies don't send me these phones. So I have to buy them myself. So I'll get a phone, review it, use it, but then I'm like, well, shit, I need to get this. These 2 phones are coming out this next month or 2. So, you know, I got to sell some phones so I can buy these phones. That's kind of what happened with the Signature. Well, that happened with the OnePlus 13. Last year, I bought 3. And this year, with the OnePlus 15, I've purchased 2. Meaning not at the same time. But I'll buy one, sell it to buy another phone. But then I'm like, damn. It's like you don't know what you're missing until it's gone. I'm like, damn, man, I really miss that OnePlus 13. It is such a badass phone. And I'll look online. I won't buy one right away, but I'll keep an eye on the market. And when I see a good one pop up for sale, boom, I'll pounce on it. You know, it's one of those things. The OnePlus there, it just goes to show you, how good of a device the OnePlus 13 was, the OnePlus 15 is, and the signature. I'm looking to get another one. So now, would I be looking to get another Nothing Phone 4a Pro? No. But the signature, they give you look at it this way. They give you top-notch specs with mid-range phone prices. I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, it doesn't have the 8 Elite Gen 5. It just has the 8 Gen 5. But I actually prefer that, to be completely honest with you, because you get performance that's basically not as good as the Elite Gen 5, but it's pretty freaking good. It'll play any game. It'll edit my videos, render 4K videos like a hot knife through butter. So it's not a problem for me and for 99% of people. But where you really see the gains is in battery life. So it's not on go 100% of the time like the 8 Elite Gen 5 is, where it's just pushing out raw power and performance. Choose through your battery life. This 8 Gen 5 gives you 90% of that power you need, and that's plenty of power, but it's much easier on the battery. So that signature will get you almost a 2-day battery life, 1.5, right? And it has blazing fast charging, almost as fast as OnePlus. So it's a badass phone that not many people think about. Motorola is coming out with the Razr Fold. It's their it's the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7 competitor. Now, Motorola has promised, and when I had the phone, they did update it. So Motorola has promised 7 years of security patches, 7 years of monthly updates, software updates, and security patches. 7. And when I've had it for those few months, I had got, 3 months? 2 or 3 months? Every month, got an update, just like Pixel, just like Samsung. Because we all know Motorola, they're not doing their budget phones any justice because they don't update them. If you have a mid-range Motorola phone, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I guarantee you your phone hasn't been updated in 7 months. This is different. And Motorola knew that. Getting into the flagship segment, they knew they would have to update these phones or else nobody would buy them, right? So that's what they're doing. So you can feel comfortable purchasing a signature, whether it's the signature or their new Razr Fold that'll be coming out this month, actually, in the United States. You can buy it from their website. They're going to update them every single month, but only those two. I wish it was all of their devices, but just those two. But, I mean, that's the only two I would own anyways, so, you know. Some people like it, some people don't. I like it, but again, it's weird because when you get it, it's like you're not looking at the back that often. I mean, it looks cool on the websites and in these YouTube videos, but you're not looking at the back of the phone. You got to turn it around and actually use it. So it looks cool, or some people don't like it, but in my opinion, it looks cool, but then you start using the phone and you're like, well, why can't it do this? And why can't it do that? When a phone the same price has everything I'm looking for. So it's kind of why I got rid of it. Not to mention the network issues. Yeah, they do sell a lot of cameras and phone cameras. Oh, the sensors, you mean? Yes. Yeah, they sure do. They sure do. So we are right at about an hour. The Razr Ultra, you know, I know that just got released. I don't think, maybe I missed it. I don't think I've seen or heard Motorola make statements about monthly updates on the Razr Razr Ultra. You're talking about the clam style flip. It's like the Flip 7, right? Is that the one you're talking about? I would hope they would update it monthly. I mean, it's like $1,000, right? So why wouldn't they? But I've only seen Motorola say they're going to update monthly the signature and the Razr Fold. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they put something out a few days ago that I just missed. I'm not using anything that does not get updated. Sorry. So I don't care how cool it is. If they don't update it, I'm not using it. Yeah, exactly. Such an underrated device, and it's still really freaking good today. I could use the OnePlus 13 right now and be completely satisfied with it. It's very, very good. Hey, what's up, man? Appreciate you joining us today. You're telling me. I'm probably not the best person, unless you're asking in the chat. I'm not the best person to ask when it comes to the Honor phones or Huawei phones. I haven't used any, and that's the thing with it only being specific to China. None of the publications cover it here. I know I can jump on YouTube and check out a review or two, but I just haven't been keeping up to date with Huawei or the Honor series. So probably not the person to ask. Phones with projectors are the future. Yeah, that's a good idea. It looks really good. So the only, yeah, oh yeah. OnePlus 15 worth it for the battery. The only thing that I did not like about the signature, and it had nothing to do with the phone. The only thing I didn't like about the signature was quite the opposite. It was the lack of accessories and lack of cases. Like literally when I bought it on launch day, there was one case. No, I take that back. There were two cases, one clear case and one black case on Amazon. And that was it. Now, there might be more. I just haven't checked. But I'm not using my phone, or I can use the phone in the house with no case, but I'm certainly not leaving the house with no case on my phone. Are you insane? With my luck, something would happen. So, I don't know. It's what I like accessories. Y'all know I got 1,000,001 cases for every phone. So it's one of those things where it's like, it's one of those things I did not even expect that I would. It's something I didn't anticipate me, kind of feeling not necessarily negative because it's a badass phone. In fact, I used it in here with no case majority of the time. It's just when I left the house I'd throw a case on it, but there were no cases with the MagSafe ring. I may look. I was just looking on Amazon, so you might. I'm sure there are some right now, eBay, stuff like that. But there was just it was a kind of a downer for that phone because it was so nice. You couldn't get a nice case for a nice phone. It was just a plain bleh case. So nothing CMF Pixel. Yeah, it's badass. It is badass. I don't think so. They might. Now there's been no definite answer, so there hasn't. You can't say no, it's not going to be released, but you can't say the opposite either. You cannot say yeah, it's going to be released. They have not made a statement in regards. Is that they have not made a definitive statement in regards to if they're going to release it in the United States. It's essentially a global launch. In fact, they showed it off at CES in Las Vegas. And it's like, well, y'all are showing it off. This is your global launch of the Motorola Signature, but you're not releasing it here in the United States. It's like, but you're in Las Vegas. So if they do release it, it's not in the US. It's not even going to be called the Signature. It's going to be called the Motorola Edge 70 Air. Their naming scheme is almost as bad as Snapdragon. So I don't know. Best place to get it's on eBay. And if you do get one, if you're in the United States, well, even if you're in, the best one to get is the India version. Get the India version if you're buying a Motorola Signature. It's got all the bands, 5G bands. If you get the UK version, it has limited 5G bands. So, but I just don't know. I don't know if they're going to be launched. I've heard they're going to do it later in the year. I heard they were going to do it with the foldable, which they've announced the foldable, but no Signature yet. So I have no clue. I wish they would release them. We're starving here in the United States. We are starving for smartphones because our we're just so limited to like 2 or 3 phones now. It's ridiculous. So let me do a Google search for the OnePlus 16 and then we'll do the giveaway. Let's see here. It looks like kind of ugly now that I think about it. But, I mean, look. So this is what it's going to look like essentially. Whoa, what the hell? Right here. Reject. That should be it right there. Kind of similar to the 15. Now they had to, in that camera island back there on the top left of the phone, they've had to expand where they cut those sensors out. Because remember, they're putting 2 big freaking sensors in there on the left side. So they kind of have, it's pretty similar to the OnePlus 15. It's just that camera island on the back. They've had to make it much bigger where the sensors go. So it looks all right. I mean, it's one of those things where you probably get used to it. I mean, it's not the, I think the OnePlus 15 looks better, but they're trying to fit bigger sensors in there. So I kind of see why they went with this. It looks pretty close. It'll grow on you, right? That look and that design. So I hope they launch this globally. Man, do I wish they would launch this globally. Because I think they would sell a lot of them because our options are so limited at this point. So I will keep everybody updated on the OnePlus 16 if it's going to launch in China only, if it's going to launch globally, or what if they launch it globally minus the United States? Now, that would suck. That would be like a punch in the gut or you get kicked in the nuts. Oh, man. We have no options here. It's Google Pixel, Samsung Galaxy, Apple iPhone, and I guess nothing, right? They're still there, but they're only doing mid-range phones. I'm talking if you want the big boys. Is the Pixel? Well, I've wiped them off. I don't think I'm going to buy one this year. I don't. So that leaves me with 2 options: iPhone, and I'm not an iPhone user. I hate iPhones. So that leaves me with 1 option. That's Samsung. I mean, it's pretty bad here. Pretty freaking bad. So, all right, let's do this giveaway. So let me get it set up. If you're watching outside of the eSIM Studios YouTube channel, like if you're watching on Facebook, jump on YouTube and search eSIM Studios on YouTube. Even if you're watching on YouTube, but you're watching it on my personal channel or one of my other channels on YouTube, you got to go to the eSIM Studios YouTube channel. So go to YouTube, hit that search bar, type in eSIM Studios, hit search, hit enter. I'll pop up. You'll see live. Click on the live. And then what I want everybody to do right now is type in hashtag gift. Hashtag gift. Just like it says right down there. Hashtag gift right at the bottom, and I will get this set up. I know I had my hashtag gift. And I'll pull up the StreamYard's giveaway tool here. Let's see. Okay, here we go. I'll give everybody a few seconds to join the live stream on YouTube. Remember, if you're watching this outside of YouTube or you're watching this on one of my YouTube channels that's not eSIM Studios, you're going to have to enter your hashtag gift in the comments on my eSIM Studios YouTube channel. So go to YouTube, type in eSIM Studios, search for that. You'll see my channel. You'll see that we're live. Click on one of the live streams, click on chat, and then enter hashtag gift in the chat. And we shall run it here in just a second. Oh, the gift, how could I forget? The gift is going to be money. So I can send you an Amazon e-gift card, or I can send you a Cash App, right? Whatever you want. It's up to you. It's up to the winner. Whatever you want. Let's see here. Is everybody ready? It's been a minute or two. All right, let's do this. Here we go. Mike Penland 8795. Congratulations to you, sir. You are the lucky winner of today's contest. Congratulations, sir. I have your email. I was just talking to you a couple days ago on the back end. So I'll get with you here shortly when this is over and send you either a Cash App or a Amazon e-gift card, whichever your little heart desires. No problemo. Well, that'll do it for today's show. I do appreciate everybody joining. It's always a pleasure to see all y'all and make sure everybody's doing good and talk some technology. We did not get to one story, but it's not that big of a deal. Actually, let me show you real quick. Look at this. So this is so stupid. Look at this. So this is the Open AI. So, you know, OpenAI, who operates ChatGPT, they hired a few months ago, maybe a year ago, they hired, who is it, Johnny Ive? One of those Apple people that created the iPhone, or wasn't the iPhone? I don't know. Somebody that had something to do with Apple creating one of their popular products. And now they're going to make a phone. No, it's not going to be a regular phone, right? It's not going to be a Android device, right? It's going to be a device that runs its own proprietary software. So it's going to run an AI-based software. So if you remember Carl Pei, the owner of Nothing, he famously had an interview about a year ago, and the person interviewing him asked him where he thought the future of smartphones were going to go. And he said, instead of having applications on our phone, so instead of having an eBay app or Amazon app or Cash App, which makes me wonder what they're going to do with the monetary applications, it's going to be run by AI. So there's not going to be any applications. It's going to be run by AI agents. What? Like, I get it. I get that, like, say where we're sitting right now. If we fast forward 20 years into the future, right? I can see phones looking like that. And at some point we do have to transition to go from point A to point Z. You have to go through points B, C, D, E, F, G. See what I'm saying? You have to get there at some point. There's a transition to go from this point to that point and in between. But introducing that now, I mean, I don't know. I don't see anybody using this. It looks like one of those devices or operating systems that would be so frustrating at first. And honestly, I think this is a dumb idea. Well, I'm going to say dumb idea, but I think it's too early. I think it's too early for them to introduce this, and I think it's going to be a major flop. Who's going to buy an AI agent phone over the S27 Ultra, the OnePlus 16? Not me. The iPhone 18 Pro Max, right? It's like, so anyways, I thought I would bring that to your attention, but it looks horrible. So there's not going to be an app drawer. There's going to be an agent drawer. I mean, I see the vision, but I just don't think people are ready for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't even use the AI crap that they preload on these phones already, you know? So what makes you think what makes OpenAI think that people that really don't use AI on their phones right now are going to go jump into a full-blown AI agent-based operating system? So anyways, that's what, look, they're in development right now, and they have plans of launching it next year. So good luck, OpenAI, but I think they're going to fail miserably, just like the Amazon Fire phone. You remember that Amazon phone flop? I think they're just going to be wasting money and time, and I don't think the public is ready for that, for something like that. So appreciate the time. Hope everybody has a wonderful evening, safe evening, because I want to see y'all back here tomorrow. So thank you very much, Mike. I'll get with you on the back end here in just a minute, and we will see y'all tomorrow. Peace.